What's up? So I like to say that I was born with the sure, why not? Let's try it gene. So it makes sense that at almost 50 years old, I became a barber on Vashon Island. It wasn't the plan, but life, like my customers, is unpredictable, wonderful, and sometimes absurd. Life handed me a pair of clippers and I said, sure, why not? It started during COVID lockdown. A neighbor needed a haircut, and then a family down the road, and then another. And pretty soon I found myself behind a chair with a pair of shears and realizing this was about a lot more than hair. There was the expected things. There was trigger finger, chronic back pain, learning to run a business in a small town, and have you ever heard of hair splinters? They're real. But then there was everything I never saw coming. You know, my barbershop is not just any barbershop. It's an old delivery truck that I turned into a tiny sanctuary. It started as something really kind of a wreck, and I made it into something special. Just enough space for two people, close, comfortable. Just me, my tools, my chair, and my person. I learned, thank you. I learned early on never to ask, are you having a good day, a good weekend? But rather keep it more light. How's it going? What's life like today? Many people, when they sit down in the chair, they just start talking before I even touch their hair, right? Maybe it's the closeness, maybe it's the hum of the clippers, maybe it's just me being a captive audience, right? But there's something about this space that invites people to share their lives, their losses, their fears, their loves, their joys. It's an amazing place. I'm so proud of it. They share the little stuff and the big stuff. I have a strict policy of not giving any advice unless you ask for it. Mostly, I like to listen, and given this space and time, boy, do people like to talk. Even my little ones. On the wall, I have a pick a topic list for the people who need some prompting for conversation. I even offer silent haircuts for those who just need a minute. But it takes a toll, all the guessing and guiding and navigating and creating. And then you never know from what day to the next what's going to come into the barbershop. And oddly, days start to have themes. So I want to tell you about a recent real day. It was a regular Wednesday. Regular Vashon guy comes in for his taper fade. We talk about a bunch of little stuff, and it's not until he checks out that I ask, what's up for the rest of the day? That he tears up and tells me, sorry, he's on the way to Seattle to set up hospice for his wife. The next client comes in, brand new client, and before I even ask, he's taking the space in, he says, my wife of 62 years died 2 weeks ago, and I thought it was time to get a haircut. I know. So the third customer comes in. This is 1, 2, 3 in a row. And she's crying already, waving a picture of her beloved dog that she'd had to put down the night before. You know, I hold stories like these really close because they're like tiny pieces of a puzzle. And as barbers, we don't know the whole story, but we actually know probably more than we should. And the barber's chair is already a place of trust. And I really consider my tiny little sanctuary kind of sacred, where we can take a pause, a breath. But heavy days like this give me pause. I wonder, is it enough for connection, these brief passings? It's just an honor, honestly, to hold the space. And they like it. They keep coming back. They keep sharing their stories. And the haircuts are pretty good too, so. But these people leave a lot more than hair on the floor of my shop. They really adhere to my heart. They literally do. And I'm always stoked to know that there's room enough for everybody. From first haircuts to last haircuts, they are unpredictable, wonderful, and sometimes absurd, but always dear to me. At nearly 50 years old, I found a calling I didn't even know I had, but all the roads led to here. It started for me with, sure, why not? Let's try it. What might happen if you did the same?